Hey guys, welcome to Project Metal Music's YouTube channel with your host Elion, and we are here with the brilliant Henrik of Cold Drop. Welcome, Henrik.
Yeah, thank you, El. Thank you for having me here tonight. And
My pleasure. My
hello
pleasure.
to everyone out there.
So, Henrik, could you introduce yourself and what you do within Cold Drop?
Yeah, as you know now, my name is Henrik. I'm the drummer for Cold Drop and also actually one of the sort of founding members. We might come into that later, but I was the second drummer at a very early stage. So yeah, I'm the drummer for Cold Drop.
Cool, cool. So, Henrik, let's dive into some questions. So, as a kid, what were you listening to?
Yeah, after the kid stuff, yeah. I grew up, I started actually quite early on in the 70s, listening to Slade and Sweet. Those were the first rock bands that I remember. And I believe it started in 1972 and I was 6 years old. I seem to recall the first rock record that I liked was a single by Slade called Look What You Done. Um, and then it just took off from there, really. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Ah, cool. Yeah, cool. So, who actually got you into music? Was it a family member, a friend, or something completely different?
Yeah, I could actually say it was my father because he wasn't really a musician. He played the harmonica really well, and he also sang. He has had this crooner type voice like Pat Boone or something like that. And that's obviously not my kind of music, but there was always music in my house, and my dad was playing the cassette tapes, all sorts of how can you put that? Schlager music, Danish Schlager music, the Eurovision stuff, music like that. I grew up with that, and you could say I might have needed something opposite that since I went into the rock business instead.
Yeah. So who actually inspired you to become a musician? Was it your father, or was it somebody who you liked as growing up, or was it somebody, or was it just like thinking, okay, fair enough, I like music, I'll pick up an instrument, that type of thing.
Well, it wasn't really a conscious thing like that. It was always inside of me. Um, also at that very early age, I was banging away on the plates when we were having our dinner. I sat there with my forks and my knife, and I was banging away on the plate, and my parents were going nuts. Um, and I had this armchair in my room, which I imagined was a drum kit, so that the armrest on the left side, or the right armrest actually, was the hi hat, and the backrest with the two toms in front of me, and then the left armrest would be the floor tom, and I would have the snare drum on the seat. And then I had two lids from some painters buckets, or what you call them, and I had nailed those onto a couple of sticks that I found in the woods. Um, and then I was banging away to whatever was on the radio or my cassette tapes. Um, yeah, but I thought I was good. You never know. I was a kid, but that's how it started. And it was not until I was 14, 15 or something, I got a chance to play on a real drum kit. We had moved from the countryside into a bigger city where I live now also. Um, and a friend of mine at school had a brother who was the drummer in one of the big bands in this city. And my friend there was invited to try these drums and maybe even get some training. and I went there to see it. And they went for a break at some point, and I thought, this is it. If I ever have to play on a real drum kit, this is it. And I sat down and I played the intro to Living After Midnight by Judas Priest. And then the guy with the drums, he stuck his head in and he said, I want to teach you too. And that's actually how it really started.
I was gonna ask, I was gonna ask, did you have any sort of like formal lessons to play the drums?
No, um, this guy taught me for a couple of months, and we weren't good together, so we stopped it, and I bought a drum kit, and since then I've actually just taught myself, playing along to records and what have we, and never shied away from taking chances. If there was a chance to take, I would take it. So I tried to play all sorts of styles, musical styles. Yeah.
Yeah, we have Anna Black in the chat there.
Oh,
Uh,
I've talked to her before.
she says, "Hey, hey, Henrik, it's cool
Anna,
that you the wonderful Henrik on your show."
thank
So,
you.
welcome, Anna.
I had a good talk with Anna a couple of months ago, which she actually aired just yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, prior to uh, starting Cold Drop, were you in any other bands prior?
Yeah. I've played in a lot of bands, none that got really far, except the old band from the 80s, which we called LA. I came in just after they recorded their first album. I was friends with them before. And the story is that when they came back from the studio recording the first album, the drummer signed off. So they called me and said, do you want to try an audition? And of course I would. So that became a lifelong love affair, so to speak, because we've tried putting life into that band several times, and now it's going. It's been going for 5 years, something. The three of us now out of five, and with a new singer. So now we're going on again. Before that, I had a band called Spiked Maze, which was actually the first band that I really toured with, and that was in 82, 83. Very early on in my career, if you can call it a career. And then I played more popish rock music. I played in a big band and swing stuff. Yeah, weddings, birthdays, all that. I just love playing. That's what it's all about.
Cool. Cool. So, sort of like coming to sort of like the present day type of thing. What has the band been up to, especially over the last couple of years?
Well, we during the Corona phase, that's when we were starting to get gigs and stuff, and they were all cancelled, of course. And we had recorded 4 tracks, um, and our bassist John, he just ships them out to everyone. And this guy came along and said, I can get you a record deal on this. And eventually it just bailed out anyway, but that made us think that maybe we had something. And then we found Carsten at Lions Music Records, Lions Music, Lions Pride Music, um, who eventually signed us. Um, the record is recorded during the Corona phase. We were not together very much, So it's not. It's a very how can you say it? It's not a together thing. The next album will be more together. We'll do that more together. But that's how we could do it back then. We recorded everything, and we will record everything at our rehearsal room, which is also a studio, and then we ship it out for someone to mix and master it. Um, Obviously, we've been playing some gigs since then, since the album came out, also, and also before that. Um, our third gig actually was as a support band for Brian Downey's Alive and Dangerous, the old Thin Lizzy drummer, who's also one of my inspirations. So that was a great day in my life. And now, this next Saturday, we're playing the last gig, or so it seems, this year. And after that, we will hit the studio again. We have also already recorded drums for 4 new tracks, and we have 2 new tracks already written. So we're quite far ahead right now, and
Yeah.
so we'll be focusing on the next album. From next month. Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about the album, the most recent album? Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. Anything specific you're thinking about?
Yeah, basically, yeah. What is the sort of like the story behind it? Was there any sort of like any story or any running themes going through it, type of thing?
No, it's not. It's not. It's not a big uh, mastermind thing that we're doing. We have Rick and Thomas on the guitars. They usually come up with the ideas and the riffs, and then we sort of jam it all together. They might have an overall picture of what they would like it to be, but we kind of jam us into the tracks, and it's quite the way that what comes out of us is what we do. So it's not a big mastermind thing. We like to keep it quite simple. Um, Thomas is he's more in the proggy world, so to speak, dream theater and stuff like that. So sometimes he has some different chord progressions that we have to work with, uh, and that makes it quite interesting.
Cool.
Um,
Cool. So, you mentioned that you've started to record the drums for a couple of songs. Could you sort of like, if you can, uh, tell us a little bit about what's coming up with the new material?
Yeah, I think it's still well. It's Cold Drop, obviously. I think we have a couple of tracks that are maybe a little more melodic. We have a lot of melodic stuff in us anyway, but I think we moved a little bit towards that. But the last track that we're just finishing it now. Um, it's a up tempo, fast track, heavy song. So I think this album will contain sort of like the first album. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Um, we've got a question from Bastian, who's one of my moderators. He asks, where I can find it. There we go. He asks, any formal music education? We did answer this earlier on,
Yeah.
Bastian. But could you, for people who just coming into the day, could you answer that if you can?
Yeah. We could bring that up again. Yeah. No, I haven't had any formal music education at all. I mean, it was like 2 months training from another drummer, and then from then on, I was just bashing away to records and whatever. Yeah. So I'm self-taught.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Is there? I know you said that you would you doing some sort of like gigs. Is there any plans for any more gigs coming out? Any more plans on doing any more gigs like for the rest of the year?
We have one next Saturday, and that'll be it. I know there might be something in December, and we have people working on 2024 for us. So let's see what's coming up. Um, but there's nothing confirmed until this Saturday, and then from then on there's nothing confirmed.
Yeah, cool. So I know you're in the middle of sort of like writing and recording some new music. Is there? Are you sort of like constantly writing new material, or are you just going to be focusing on this particular new recording as first before you move on to new material? Right, start writing new material.
Yeah, no, we're actually writing all the time. We have very little time as a band because we all have families and work with uh, besides this. So um, we focus on gigs when they're closing in on us. So we're practicing for the gigs. Then between gigs, we are writing new material. Um, but we have sometimes we have these start stop situations where we have this guy gets sick and has to stay home for 2 weeks, and then there's another one sick after that, you know. So we get sometimes these start stop situations, so that means that we have one day a week, one night is what we do for rehearsal, for gigs and writing new materials. So that night is precious to us. So when we lose one, it's actually a lot of time that we lose there. Thankfully, we're very efficient when we're together, so that's good.
Cool, cool. So if everything, if all the stars and everything lines up, you've recorded a new album. Everybody's sort of like got everybody's got time together, and would you sort of like do a full blown tour of Denmark, or going branching out to Europe or over to the UK, or even to doing a North American tour?
Oh, anything that's possible for us to do, we will do, of course. I know uh, we have we have some contacts out in Germany right now, and I know we have something out in Sweden as well. We have had approaches from the UK, um, but it's quite expensive going there, um, and that's why we had to decline it the first time, which that was a pain, but we had to do it. So far we've only played in Denmark, but we're looking to play other places as well.
Yeah, yeah. We've got well, sort of like a question from Anna Black. She asks, and when does Cold Drop finally come to Germany? I want to see you live for sure.
Yeah, we would love to go to Germany. I know we have quite a lot of. We have a guy working for us in Berlin, and I know he has sent us out to quite a lot of festivals and promoters and stuff. So we might get lucky to go and see you there, Anna. I would love to do that. Yeah,
And also, well, I totally agree with this statement, Anna. She says it's hard for musicians to go anywhere nowadays.
yeah,
It's true.
yeah. It is, and the UK hasn't gotten any easier since the Brexit stuff. Um, that's so sorry, sad, but that's how it is. Um, but we'll definitely try to go anywhere it's possible. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I totally agree. Yeah, it was difficult. It was difficult before to tour the UK, especially if you're an international band and you want to come to tour the UK. It's always been difficult. But with all this Brexit stuff, it's made it even harder.
It has, yeah. But we'll get around that if the possibility comes up for us.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Where can people find you on social media?
We are on Facebook and on YouTube. That's the only two places that we use effectively, for now. That is. So just look us up. Cold Drop DK. That should do it.
Yeah, I'm putting the links in there for Cold
Oh,
Drops
great.
Facebook and YouTube in the chat there. So if anybody wants to check out Cold Drop, please do. The band is absolutely amazing. I've listened to the previous album that they've released, and it's absolutely amazing. So go check them out, guys. So are you on sort of like any are you on any streaming services like say Apple Music or sound uh, Spotify or places like that?
Yeah, we should be all over the place. I mean, Lions Pride Music has taken care of that, but I know that we're on Apple Music and we're on Spotify, so we're also on YouTube Music also. Um, I'm sure we're everywhere. Yeah.
Cool, cool. Do you know if you've got have you got any sort of band merch or any sites that you sell their band merch like Bandcamp?
I'm working on a Bandcamp site thingy right now. We have this T-shirt. We have two patches, and we have the CD, and we have the LP, the vinyl LP. Um, that's how much we have right now. Yeah.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I know. As soon as you mentioned vinyl, Bastion, yes, uh, Cold Drop has vinyl, so you'd be happy about that. Our Bastion, the
Bastion
moderator,
has it. You have a
is a
Bastion.
huge vinyl collector, so
Ah, great. Thank you,
you'd be
Bastion.
happy about that. So, could
It's
you?
a gate. It's a gatefold clear vinyl version, hand numbered and everything. So it's a good. Yeah, it looks very
So
good.
so could they? So if anybody wants to buy merchandise, obviously you can get it at any live gigs. But if they want to, would how would they contact you
Yeah,
to buy a T-shirt or buy the vinyl, that type of
yeah,
thing? Would you?
yeah. Just
Would you?
yeah, just hook me up on Messenger through Facebook. It's no problem. Yeah,
Cool,
we'll
cool,
sort it out that way then.
cool, cool. So this is unless anybody's got any questions for Henrik, please put it in the chat there. Because I'm going to be asking my last question here. Uh, any advice for people who want to become a musician?
Oh wow, that's always a big one. um, it's hard. When you get into a band, you should always consider that it's a marriage with X amount of people in it. Um, so that sometimes makes it hard. We're five people in Cold Drop. Sometimes there are five opinions. Um, so we have to sort that out. Uh, I'm not saying that's a problem, but sometimes it stops you going forward. But that's only natural because five people, five opinions, right? Um, there's a lot of I love playing music. That's the main thing. All this business thing about it is less fun than the actual playing. But doing interviews with the likes of you, that's one of the fun parts. What would I? Is there an advice I would give them? Just practice. Seek education more than I did. That'll help you a lot, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Bastian, we just answered that. Yes, they do have vinyl. And if you want to buy any, go over to Cold Drop's Facebook page and hit them up on in Messenger. And Henrik will sort something out with you.
Definitely.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. And I've put the links in the chat to to Cold Drop's Facebook page and their YouTube channel. So go check them out, guys. So yeah, I did see.
But let me tell you, the CD is available for. It's distributed to the whole world, whereas the album, the vinyl album, is we made that ourselves, of course, with the blessing of the record company. So we handle that ourselves.
Anna, as sort of like said, um, she says, I need a lady's shirt with a funny signature from you guys.
A lady's shirt. Well, let's see if we can have that made. And a funny signature. Have you seen my signature, Anna? That might look funny to you. Yeah, I'll see what I can do about that lady's shirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the one we have here, that's a unisex version. So, yeah.
Yeah. Anna says everybody in the where is it? Keeps jumping jumping. Anna says everybody in the band is outstandingly good. So
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah.
I think we're experienced enough to play around our shortcomings, so to speak. Yeah, and then I think we also have this chemistry. We make each other good. That's how I feel playing in this band. We all get the best out of each other. So thank you, Anna. That was very nice.
Yeah. Yeah. AB Studio, I believe it's called AB. Says,
That's John. That's John, our bassist.
right, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he says we have to do lady size T-shirts.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
He's actually handling that, so it's good he's here.
yeah. I think it might be a good idea that is expanding your merch a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. But that also costs money, so yeah. But we'll look into that lady's shirt.
Yeah.
You made that happen, Anna.
So I think that might be about it from us, Henrik. So thank you so much for coming in and doing this little interview. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. It's been an
Thank you
absolute
for
pleasure.
having me, Al. It's been a pleasure being here. Yeah. Thank you.
So
And thank you for supporting us like this. It's very kind of you.
yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. I've always been supporter of like bands who are sort of like independent and unsigned and stuff like that. It's been because it's much needed. It's especially over the last 10 years or so. It's sort of like much needed promotion for like these bands and musicians in general who are sort of like independent to all the labels and stuff.
True.
So
All those smaller bands, we need you guys out there. Yeah. You're doing a tremendous job.
thank you. So guys, if you haven't checked out Cold Drop, go check them out now. The links to the band's Facebook and YouTube are in the description below, and also in the chat there. So go check them out, guys. They are brilliant, and yeah, stay tuned. You might see more on the social medias and everything. You might,
Please check us out. And if you write us, it'll be me that you're writing to. I'm doing the SOMEs. So, yeah.
So, guys, thank you, Henrik. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this little interview. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Will. Likewise.
Catch you all later, guys.
See you. Thank you for being here, all.